Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Today is Friday, October 3rd, and if you're in the East Coast, it is about 5:20 p.m. The markets are closed. It will not open until Sunday, and this is my first weekend review, right? So, as we can see, last week on Sunday, I did drop the economic calendar that we will have the unemployment situation. This is a non-farm payroll, usually at 8:30. As you can see, it has been delayed, and the reason why it has been delayed is because there's a government shutdown. So the people that are working on quote unquote numbers, they're not available to release those data. So with that being said, everything that was scheduled as planned did not go as planned, which is why I did not do much trading this week. I only did one live on Wednesday, but I did not post any executions because I'm not saying that government shutdown affect the market, but it's for things like this. So with that being said, it was reflected on that morning at 8:30. It was a nothing burger. It was just another regular day. There were no data submitted. But after that, we did get a little bit of a wild ride. Like at around 9:30, prices went up, clear out these highs here, and carrying lower. And I will explain another chart on how far low did it go, and it would trace back up into this bearish order block and then veer lower again. And then literally right around 2:30, it was literally dead. And I took a couple trades. So as you can see, let me see. Come on with it. All right, so I took a couple trades. So I took a short here, and not sure what happened, and then it literally right after it kind of knocked me out. So there wasn't much there. Took a couple trades down there, just to test the market and see what it is. But I knew right out around this time that the market was dead, which is why when I entered, um, I literally took myself out of the market. Alrighty, so let's take a look at this one here. So we started on the 29, right? Let me see the 29. Market open, and then kind of almost make a near high here, and then which was lower, and then went back and make a lower low on Wednesday into this daily fair value gap here, and then made the lowest low on Wednesday, which is when you're bullish, you will normally have the low of the week happening either on Monday or on Wednesday. Apologize for that. So, but I would like to take your attention here. So on Thursday, when the market opened, it literally opened and it goes right down low, and it started going lower. And I want you to pay attention to this area. And the area that it reached, it wasn't a mystery at all. It literally touched the middle of the afternoon session for Wednesday. And let's take a better picture here. Price drop at the top of the afternoon range of the previous day, bounced back up, and then went lower again to the middle of the range for the afternoon. Usually, when you normally see this, this is one of the key things you need to watch out for, especially when you're trading in front of the chart at 9:30. The first thing you probably will take a look at is the midnight session. 7 a.m. and 6 a.m. to see where you are relatively. And then the next thing you need to take a look at is the London range. And by range, I mean literally when you start taking the low of London and then the high of London. So what is London start? So London start around 2 a.m. and you literally take the range like this all the way up until here. And as price drop through, come back. Where did it come back to? In the middle of the range of London for London. So that means it's not going any higher. It will go lower from here. Which the afternoon session, the middle of the afternoon session range, went back up. And after it did that, and then you trade higher and higher for the rest of the day. And normally when you usually have a long range like this, you can almost anticipate that price will retrace back into that range. What usually happen here, it trade back into the range for the afternoon, which is a very short range, and in the morning session range, right at the middle. I mean, if you don't believe me, let's take a look at that. What's the morning? Come on. There's the morning session. So around 8 a.m., around 11, and bam, just like that. Got very close to it, bounced back up into the London range session, and then veer lower into the daily gap here. As you can see, this is that part. This is the area that it got into. Almost got into this high here for the daily session. Did not get there, and then went back up. Now, what is the reason why it did not close the entire gap? I don't know. I don't control the market. But the moment that I figured it did not close the gap and then it retraced back up, I already know it wasn't going to retrace back any higher because it is a Friday. And when it retraced into the previous day morning session, which is right around 25.03. And once you get there, it start going lower. I already know it's done for the rest of the day. So 25.43. Let's take a look at what that looks like here. Yes, 25.43. It trade here. Again, I initially wanted to go lower, but I had an inkling feeling that price was going to go in the range bound sideways. So I said, you know what? Let me get out. It wasn't a loss, it was a small gain here. Sometimes you just gotta, based on experience, you just gotta follow the hunch and knowing that once it reached that low and did not close that gap here on the daily, and it reached the middle of the previous day morning session range, and it's 2:30. There was going to be very little price action there. Okay. So that's the review here for the whole week. There's been quite a bit of price action there. Things did not pan out the way I anticipated that it would be. Because if you recall, I recall that last Sunday, let me see if I can scroll over to the chart. Last Sunday that price would open and then gap down and then keep going back up. And I did mention on Sunday that I do not see any probabilities for price to go any lower. And I can vindicate myself that I was right. But when price opened on Sunday, it did not gap down. I mean, it opened, and it immediately started going up. And price did not go any lower at all. I mean, it literally stayed around the same area. It never reached lower. So I will provide another review on Sunday again for a prognostication. And this is kind of like good habit, right? You want to make sure that you take a look at the prognostication that you had on Sunday. Did it pan out? Which part was right? Which part was wrong? Okay. And then based on that, over time, you make gradual adjustment and making sure that officially over time you get it right. But again, we're not in control of the market. We're just playing with it. It's very difficult to get a good prognostication on Sunday, especially before the market open, to know what behavior will entice. It's until maybe on Monday or Tuesday, that's when you have a very good idea what the market will do, um, which the high will create, and which area it can potentially reach back out into. So with that being said, this is all that I have. Make sure you like and subscribe. Next week, I will provide more commentary, a little bit more lives, and look out for a new video coming up on Sunday. Thank you. Have a good weekend.